Welcome back everyone to this follow-up explicable on the Social Security rules that are quietly shaping our monthly budgets. For those of us who are already collecting retirement benefits, but still need to work a few extra hours just to keep up with the rising cost of living, this video is for you. We all know the struggle is very real right now. Grocery bills keep climbing, utilities cost more every month, and everyday expenses are eating away at the money we worked so hard to save. So today, we are going deeper into the system and looking at how the rules actually work when we try to earn a little extra income. Last time we talked about that magic number, $2,040 a month, and how going over it can silently drain our benefit check. But today we are going to look at what happens after that money is withheld, and more importantly, how we can get it back. Here is the part that most people never find out until it is far too late. The money that the government withholds from your check is not gone forever, but getting it back is not automatic either. You have to know exactly what to do and when to do it. Let me ask you a question that might make you uncomfortable. Are you one of the millions of retirees who had money taken out of their check and never followed up to get it back? Because if you are not alone. And the good news is that there is a clear path to recover it. Moving into section 1. Let us talk about the recalculated benefit and how your money comes back to you based on the source material. Once you reach your full retirement age, the government recalculates your monthly payment to account for all the months they withheld money from you. This recalculation is supposed to give you back what you lost through slightly higher monthly payment spread out over the rest of your life. But here is the catch that nobody talks about. The process is not always smooth, and many retirees wait months or even years before they see the adjustment. The system does not send you a big check with all the money they withheld. Instead, they add a little extra to your monthly payment, which means it can take a long time to recover the full amount. And for someone who needed that money today to pay for groceries, that delayed repayment is not much comfort. Let us move to section 2. The exact steps you need to take if money was withheld from your check. First, log into your online account and check your payment history carefully. Look for any months where the amount was lower than it should have been, and write down those dates. Second, call the official hotline at 1-800-772-1213 and ask for a detailed explanation of every withholding. Make sure you understand exactly how much was taken and when it is scheduled to be returned to you through the recalculation process. Third, if you believe the withholding was a mistake, or the recalculation has not happened when it should have, you have the right to file an appeal. The appeal process is free, and you do not need a lawyer to start it, but you do need to act quickly because there are deadlines. Moving into section 3, let us talk about working after full retirement age, because the rules change completely once you hit that milestone. Once you reach your full retirement age, the earnings test no longer applies to you at all. You can work as many hours as you want and earn as much as you can without losing a single dollar from your benefit check. This is the freedom that the new proposed law wants to give to everyone, regardless of age. But for now, it only applies once you hit that magic age. Many retirees do not realize this, and they keep limiting their work hours out of fear. They turn down extra shifts and lose out on income they desperately need, all because they do not know that the penalty no longer applies to them. Here is the truth. The rules are confusing, and that confusion is costing you money. The more you understand about how the system actually works, the better decisions you can make for your family budget. Let us move to section 4, the cost of living adjustment and how it interacts with the earnings test, as we discussed before. The confirmed adjustment for 2026 is 2.5%, which adds roughly $48 to the average monthly check. That sounds good on paper, but here's the problem. If you are working and your earnings push you over the limit, that increase can be wiped out by the withholding. You could get a small raise from the government and then lose hundreds of dollars because of the earnings test. This is why it is so important to plan your work hours carefully and know your exact limit. A little bit of planning now can save you from a nasty surprise when you open your monthly statement. Moving into section 5, let us talk about the proposed law that could change everything for working retirees. The Senior Citizens Freedom to Work Act is still just a proposal, but it has sparked a massive conversation across the country. If this bill becomes law, it would completely eliminate the earnings test for standard retirement benefits. That means no more limits on what you can earn, and no more money silently drained from your check every month. You could work as much as you want and keep every single dollar of your benefit check. For millions of retirees who are struggling to keep up with inflation, this would be a game changer. But here is the reality check. This bill has a long road ahead before it becomes law. It has to pass through committees, then the House, then the Senate. And finally, it needs the signature of the president. That is a lot of steps, and it will not happen overnight. So what can you do right now to support this change? First, go to congress.gov and find your representative. Then send them a quick email or make a phone call and tell them you support the bill. Your voice matters more than you think. Second, Talk to your friends and family about this issue. The more people who know about the earnings test and how it hurts working retirees, the more pressure there will be on lawmakers to fix it. Third, stay informed. Follow reliable sources for updates on the bill and be ready to act when it moves forward. The fight is not over, and your voice is needed now more than ever. Moving into Section 6, let us talk about a scam warning that every retiree needs to hear. The legitimate government will never call you, text you, or email you asking for your social security number or your bank information. Scammers are targeting retirees more aggressively than ever before, and they are getting better at tricking people. If someone calls you claiming to be from the government and asks for personal information, hang up immediately. Do not give them anything. Do not confirm your name. Do not confirm your address. Just hang up. Then call the official number at 1-800-772-1213 to report the scam and make sure your account is safe. Your benefits are precious, and you have worked your whole life to earn them. Do not let a scammer steal what you have built. Moving into Section 7, let us talk about the real impact on your monthly budget, because at the end of the day, this is not about rules and regulations. It is about whether you can afford to put food on the table. If you are working extra hours and losing a portion of your check to the earnings test, you are not alone. Millions of retirees are in the exact same position, and it is incredibly frustrating. But here is the good news. Knowledge is power, and the more you understand about how the system works, the better you can protect yourself. You can plan your work hours, track your earnings, and know exactly what to expect from your monthly check. Let us move to Section 8, where I want to give you a clear action plan for the coming months. First, write down your full retirement age and the exact earnings limit that applies to you right now. Second, track your income every month and compare it to your limit. If you are getting close to going over, decide whether the extra work is worth the reduction in your check. Third, if money has already been withheld, call the official number and ask when you will get it back through the recalculation process. Do not let that money sit in the government accounts while you struggle to pay your bills. Fourth, make your voice heard about the proposed law. Contact your representative and tell them you support eliminating the earnings test. The more people who speak up, the better the chances of real change. Moving into Section 9, let us wrap up everything we have covered today. We talked about how the earnings test works and why it quietly drains money from your check when you work over the limit. We talked about the 2 tiers of limits for 2026. $24,480 a year for younger retirees and $65,160 for those reaching full retirement age. And we talked about the penalty formulas. $1 withheld for every $2 earned over the limit in the younger bracket. We also talked about the recalculation process and how your money eventually comes back to you through slightly higher monthly payments. But we also acknowledged that the delay is not much help when you need the money today. We covered the proposed law that could eliminate the earnings test entirely, and we talked about the steps you can take to support it. We also covered the scam warning and how to protect yourself from predators who target retirees. Finally, we talked about the confirmed cost of living adjustment of 2.5% and how it interacts with the earnings test. The bottom line is that you need to plan carefully and stay informed. Now I want to leave you with this thought. You worked your whole life to earn these benefits, and you deserve to keep every single dollar. Do not let confusion or fear stop you from working if you need the extra income. Take charge of your finances, know your numbers, and make your voice heard. If this video helped you understand the rules better, hit that like button and subscribe so you do not miss the next update. Share this video with a friend or family member who is collecting benefits and might be thinking about going back to work. They need to know these rules before they make a decision that could cost them money. Comment below with the word freedom if you support eliminating the earnings test, and let me know if you have ever had money withheld from your check and whether you got it back. Thank you so much for joining me for this explicable, and I highly encourage everyone to look deeper into these rules to protect your hard-earned money. Stay informed, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.